Alright, welcome back. So, today in the path, we're gonna be playing as Rose. I forgot how loud it is. It just blasted in my ear. Okay, so Rose is the second youngest. She is, I believe, 11. So, we'll go experience her journey on the path. Alright. So now the graveyard is on the map as well. So we can still see all the items we collected as Robin. It's not showing me the map like it did, so I don't know if I'd have to redo what I did where I went through and essentially got all of the what's it called? Oh, I just went to Grandma's. Okay, no, there it is. Okay, great. So is there anything at the piano for me? Let's also just take a little look-see at Rose. She's so cute. There's the gasp. Okay, and now I'm too close. I can't walk. Or I can't run. A piano on stage. People used to come here and see concerts. Or they wish I could play for them. Oh, don't tell me I bugged the game out already. Oh, my bugged. My bugged immediately. Okay, go around. There we go. Look at that. I am a little bird making sweet... Oh my gosh, I can't read that at all. Can I get up? Miss Rose. Let's go. Let's go, and then we can re-click it when we're not in this very lit section. Okay, there we go. What does it say? I am a little bird making sweet forest music, floating on the waves of sound. So, can I see her opinion of these things, or do I have to go find them as her? One less bullet means one less death. Oh, that's a nice perspective. Okay, so I'm gonna move forward till I can be in a running location. There's the bullets, so already seen that as her, so we don't need to look. Knife, better take this knife before anyone gets hurt. So very high moral grounds for Rose. She's very morally just. I hope grandmother doesn't drink too much. Oh, it's wine. The little thing fell out of the nest. Was it trying to fly? If I had wings, I'd probably try that too. Interesting. So we've got somebody who's a dreamer. I'll take this to give to those in need. Okay, again with the very morally just. What does she have to say about this? Somebody is sick. Where are they now? Perhaps they need their medicine. Oh, very kind-hearted and naive, but thoughtful. People love animals so much that they make fake ones just to cuddle. Oh. Okay, the boot. hope the person who lost this shoe does not have blisters on his foot. Aw. Very sweet girl, very kind-hearted. Spinning her around and around and around. Dizzy high up in the air. Okay. Lots of themes of being up in the air. If this balloon did not have a string, it would simply float away. And we saw the piano already. What about the grave? Nothing to say about the grave? Nor the swing? Nor the cart? Okay. Well, let's go back this way, because there's a birdie over here that we can interact with. So definitely a very kind-hearted perspective on things. Still naive. Not quite as naive, maybe, as Robin, but... Where Robin was just like, oh, I get shots at the doctor, and then I get candy. Whereas she's like, oh, somebody needs their medicine. Hopefully they're okay. Oh, is it here? Am I blind? Yes, but I'm like right next to it. Oh, is it up? Okay, it should be like right here, right? Okay, well, I don't know if I can see it. But for now, I guess that looks like the graveyard, so I think if I follow this... Nancy! Okay, so we're back at the graveyard, which is no longer inhabited by Wolf, because that wolf is not for Rose. The cycle of life and death knows no beginning and no end. Grave is still open. Oh, hello! It's red here now, which I guess it was before, but normally when Robin went to the other sisters' locations, she saw white. Oh, she buried it. Oh, that's very thoughtful. The dead go in the dirt while their souls fly to the sky. Very much a dreamer. What is that? Oh, that's her sister. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, well, where did what's-her-face go? She was just here. She might not want to be in the location of one of the siblings that passed. I mean, I guess I'll head towards the well for now, because that's the next location. I wonder if I could see the bird, the crow, on the path. I don't know if that lines up with where the path would be on the map, but the path disappears. That would be very interesting if you had to go to the path to see the crow. Or if it was like a crow on the path is what that was meant to be, the bird. Okay, wait, here she is. Is she coming? Oh, they're playing patty cake. Very cute. Oh, they hug. Aw, very cute. Can you lead me to the path? Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go towards the well. Or maybe she can't lead me because we're too close to the graveyard. Okay, this looks like I'm going the right way, so we're gonna follow this way. I think the well was like one of the only spots that we saw as Robin that we were like, oh, that's for Rose. It was all of the other sisters, I feel like. There's the well. Oh, and she's here too. Okay. What do you have to say? Deep inside, everybody is a dream. Alright. Looks like the only other thing on the map is the bunker. So let's head for that. And then we'll see if we can't get what's-her-face to take us back to the path and see if my bird theory is correct. Oh, and she's here. Okay, this is for Ruby. Is there anything I can comment on it, or...? Oh, will this work? Oh, oh, she moved it back up. I don't know if she plays with it at all. Okay, well, that's cool. Okay, so it looks like that's everything exploration-wise we needed to do for her. Let's get this, and then yeah, let's see if I can't get the other girl to trigger taking me back to the path. Oh, she's just sad. Oh. She's like, come on, I'll take you. There we go. Wow. Thank you. Aw, and a hug. A very long hug. She always takes you close to Grandma's house, huh? Okay, let's see. She'll walk down the path with me. Okay. I'm running. You can walk with me if you want. I'm looking for some birds. Ah, I need that bird, I'm sorry. Oh, she's gonna scare it. Oh, girl. Okay, well. Are you coming? I don't want to leave you behind. Oh. Okay, I got it. That was the interaction. I didn't realize I was even interacting. Black dress, bitter voice. All you need is a little care and you'll feel better. Interesting. Oh, they're playing. Okay. Cute. Okay, well, I think that might actually be all of the items. It looks like there's 2 items that I can get as her, potentially, or as other siblings. These ones, I don't know what they are, but these are her 3 special ones, it looks like. So I think we're gonna go get her wolf. I'm sorry, friend. But I'm gonna stray from the path. Oh, you can come with me, but I'm going a place you don't want to follow. Oh, she's like, nope. Yeah, I figured pulling up a guide with like a list of all the interactable items for each girl was just gonna be helpful so that I'm not like stumbling around, because it's a collective inventory for all the sisters, so I would just be getting confused and being like, why I know... See where to go. Hello. Okay, where is the wolf? Okay, this way. Heavy breathing. Spooky. Okay. So, what we've gathered of Rose so far as we approach, well, is that she's a very thoughtful, kind-hearted girl. She's very morally good. One might say she has her head in the clouds a bit. Hello, clouds. Welcome on Earth. So, she's definitely, like I was saying, she's definitely very morally good. You know, lawful good, I should say. Is that the boat I see? Clipping into existence? Can't really see much at all. I just know I need to get to that boat. That is, interesting breathing. Yeah, I don't think we saw this lake at all as Robin. I never encountered it. I don't know if it shows up on the other playthroughs just because it takes such a large chunk of space. I would understand if they were like, we're not gonna have this visible on all the girls' maps. Okay. So, this one, a bit more difficult. Or not even difficult, just a bit more up for interpretation of how you perceive Rose and her journey off the path. She's young and still has a very innocent or fresh perspective of the world. Very downtrodden. As previously. You know, it's definitely she is the type of person to she wants to do good and take care of as many animals, creatures, life as she can. I've seen people talk about it before as like she had her head in the clouds, essentially. Like she was so focused on this idea of being morally good and taking care of the good and the beauty in the world that she wasn't there to take care of herself, or she wasn't keeping an eye on herself, and thus she ended up being harmed. Um, we'll get more once we're inside too, but it's definitely a very interesting dynamic. Obviously, it's a little bit shorter since we're not running around interacting with every single thing, and we got a lot of her perspective through reading it on each item in the thing. So it honestly feels really short since we just interacted with some of her key items and then came here, but I still feel like we were able to get a decent grasp on her as a person. Yeah, again, it's not really meant to be straightforward, it's meant to make you think, but we'll see what more we can glean from her version of Grandma's house. So, the fan being upside down, oh, it gets dark and scary if you don't. Fan being upside down probably goes to show that she feels a little bit turned upside down right now with her reality in question, or her thought process potentially being questioned or challenged. Feels like everything's upside down and swirling. Oh. The bird in a cage, maybe she felt caged. Or she wants to free helpless animals. And it's flooding. Plants. The life she so desperately wanted to care for and take care of. Oh, and the bird. All of her thoughts and processes are very skewed, very foggy. Oh. So again, a lot's left up to interpretation there. This is one of the less clear, straightforward sisters, I think. Personally. Oh, one of three. Special rooms of walkthrough of three. Okay, so I could have gotten 2 other items, potentially. Success. I don't know what other items I could have gotten. Or I'm assuming it's I found the Misty Lake. I'm assuming that counter is the ones that all the sisters can find. So I found one of the items that all the sisters can potentially find. So there's just 2 items left that are like a free-for-all. All the sisters can grab them. So we'll get them eventually. I don't think that missing out on, 2 items in terms of perspective, they might be items that Rose doesn't react to or have any say on. Like, that might be why, because like the bunker was listed, but I couldn't even, interact with the bunker or things like that. But yeah, that was definitely a much more intense experience than I think the previous sister. But with that, Rose is now gone, and now we have 4 sisters left. So let's talk about Rose now. So I was talking earlier about the themes of her being a dreamer, having her head in the clouds, being on this very lawful good morality path, and finding out that there's potentially themes of her finding out that that's not always the right path to go on, or questioning morality. Especially once you got into Grandma's house, there's a lot of themes of religion, which the big thing, like, so when Robin was, you know, in a place of questioning life and death, Robin was coming to terms with death. That was a big part of um Robin's journey, was discovering death. It felt a little bit more like Rose was kind of questioning past that. Like, Rose has come to terms with death. She knows it's part of life. Her questioning was kind of like, what's next, you know? Um, the themes of like floating or souls going up, or like even saying, hello, clouds, welcome on Earth. Um, you know, definitely does give a bit of a vibe of her questioning her spirituality. But then, again, at the cemetery, Robin was like, death is hard for a kid like me to understand, whereas Rose was like, oh, it's a cycle that never ends. Kind of alluding that she was curious about that cycle of life and death. And then, yeah, again, the Grandma's house had some religious tones to it. Um, you know, in both Robin's and Rose's, and just in general, you know, the Grandma's house represents a safe space, and then after they've come to face their wolf, to face whatever trauma head on, you know, their safe space becomes different. It changes. It becomes scary, just like how the fan was upside down and spinning around, or things were kind of chaotic and all over the place. It can kind of represent how their trauma makes their perception of things become a bit more scary, their perception of the world or of their safe spaces. And in this case, if it is, you know, a question of spirituality, you know, she can see it as confusing, and being unsure of what happens after death is a really scary thing for a lot of people. I think it's harder for me to put into words too, because I wasn't raised super religiously, but I think that people who have had more of a hard time questioning spirituality or having spirituality pressured on them might find more insight in that, or might see more symbolism or notice more things than maybe I would. There's also in Grandma's house all those doors, which might represent like the choices or like the different spiritualities, because if you're raised very strictly on one religion and then you start hearing, oh, hey, people believe vastly different things, that can also kind of add a lot of confusion and turmoil. The like heavy breathing and the themes of like water and drowning kind of seems to me like it's leading towards anxiety. Like, maybe she's starting to have issues with anxiety or stress because of all the confusion, all the things she's unsure of, because she just wants to do the morally right thing, she wants to do the just thing, but how can you really know what's right if you don't know what spirituality is correct? How can you tell what the right thing to do is if you have no idea if you're following the right moral code? You know, it makes a big confusing mess. And so I think it is kind of the natural step up from Robin to say, okay, I understand death, but now what about after that? Yeah, I don't know. It's I think a bit more confusing to me. Again, as someone who grew up not super religiously, I'm kind of curious what people are saying online. I'm gonna just take a peek. In the description of it is Rose is mature for her age. This is, I think, from the wiki. She's mature for her age, but there's a certain air of innocence about her that is charming and concerning at the same time. Barely a teenager, Rose is 11. She's discovering the world around her with fresh eyes, and all is beautiful. The wind in the trees, the birds in the air, the flowers along the path. Rose is taking in voraciously, so much that she will defend even nature's smallest creatures against anyone who might wish her harm. them harm, but who will protect Sweet Rose herself when she is lured off the path. With a promise of unearthly bliss and of light and abundance where no sun will ever shine. You're just a little girl, Rose, just a fragile little girl. So, okay, this is this actually makes me feel better. I've looked at 2 different articles that both say that it's the most confusing story arc for a lot of people. So, that makes me feel a little bit better. Apparently the man in the middle of the lake had blood on him that I didn't really see. Interesting. Oh, this one has a very different take. Interesting. There's also some people talking about like religious guilt potentially as she's discovering things that are outside of her moral path, which I think also kind of lines up. That's interesting. Oh, somebody's like compared the misty figure as like the light at the end of the tunnel. So the idea of your soul floating, the water being the closest you can feel to being disembodied. Interesting. Or some people are even comparing it to like a near-death experience that she could have potentially had. There's a lot of up to interpretation, and I do feel a little better. A lot of people are saying that this one is the one that confused them the most. This one is the most, like, unclear of the sisters of what potentially happened, I think. But it's really interesting. So this one, I'm really curious to see what y'all think or what opinions you might have. It's very, very much up for interpretation, which is really cool. I went into it being like, oh, she's the second youngest. She's probably gonna have, like, the second simplest. But I guess it's not so cut and dry. You can go through taxing trauma or confusing moments at any age, really, in life. So I guess that's a good little reminder. But yeah, that's very interesting. Next time, it'll be Ginger. She is the next sibling. And a lot of people tote hers as the scariest one. That depends on your perspective, of course, but a lot of people really do not like Ginger's wolf in terms of the spooks, but we'll have to wait for next time to see that. But thanks for hanging out and watching more of the path. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a dedicated video to each sister, and then maybe afterwards, after hearing y'all's opinions, I can do a more in-depth analysis video, or probably lump that in with maybe the last sister, who knows. But for now, I'll sign off. Thanks again for hanging out, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!